Hi there, welcome to another educational video documenting my Web3 expeditions. In this video, we'll be talking about the Fuel Network airdrop, everything you need to know about it. If it will apply even if you are just getting started like me. If you have questions during this video or in the aftermath of it, you can contact me on Airdrop C using the contact form. Information derived from this video will be put as a resource on Airdrop C as well, which you can obtain when needed. Subscribe to Airdrop reminders. My socials are on the sideboard. Let's get started. So it's about Fuel Network. Fuel Network is a blockchain with an ecosystem of dApps still evolving, and they've raised a lot of funding. There's the prospect of there's an obtainable airdrop, but the valuation of it, of course, that's based on speculation. Altogether, I believe it's under the radar. That's why I'm intending to participate, even though I'm starting out in phase 2. Now, phase 1, I believe only days left for it to end. So I will start out at the conclusion of phase 1 very quickly, just after this video. So that I can get a 1.25x multiplier in phase 2. I believe phase 2 is the last phase before mainnet, so mainnet is very near. If you want to be positioned for the airdrop at all, you have to get started. Now, considering it's under the radar, I believe that you can end up with a tangible allocation even on the basis of small equity. So here it says, we are excited to announce the next phase in the Fuel Points program, which will begin after the upcoming launch of the Fuel mainnet. So this is going to happen on the Fuel mainnet, meaning mainnet will have launched already. It also means that you'll have to bridge over your funds to the Fuel mainnet. At the moment, that's not the case, but we are going to start out now for the sake of the multiplier. So after this video, I'll be participating myself. So it says with phase 2, you can continue earning points while supporting the growth of the Fuel ecosystem. Note, this announcement prepares you for our upcoming launch. Points program participants need not take action yet. So it's a preparatory or preparation type of publication published September 23rd. So with phase 2 of Fuel Points, we are ensuring that the network grows in a way that is positive sum for points program participants, the Fuel ecosystem projects, and the broader Fuel community. Qualifying users can participate in the program while earning rewards for meaningful engagement with the ecosystem. Okay, so your early contributions in phase 1 helped secure the necessary liquidity for the mainnet launch, and we're excited to bootstrap and continue growing the Fuel ecosystem with your help. So let's just scan through this very quickly. So of course, mainnet launch is imminent. Phase 1 participants, meaning like me or you, if you deposit as soon as possible, you'll need to bridge your funds over to the Fuel mainnet once mainnet launches. So it says this bridging unlocks 2 opportunities. You interact with Fuel's expanding ecosystem of applications and continue accumulating points in multiple new ways. So how to bridge, that will come out later on when it's time. There is a bridge for that. So earning points. Now this part is important because it gives you a gist of what type of activity will earn you the most points, and features one application in specifically. No, not exactly. It featured it in an example, but any such like application will give you the more points, namely activity relating to liquidity provision. So it says the most effective way to earn the most Fuel points in phase 2 is to earn activity points by deploying your assets to qualifying apps on Fuel mainnet. For example, if you become a liquidity provider on Mira. Now, I'll feature Mira in another video because I think it has its own native point system and can position you for, its own airdrop. It can also turn out to be the primary DEX, AMM DEX on Fuel, so could be of relevance. I'll feature this in another video. Okay, so interacting with Fuel apps will be the best way to earn points in phase 2. Activity points will earn a higher points multiplier than passive and gas points. Now for gas points, it has to do with how much gas is spent. Now, so your activity with applications on fuel that require gas expenditure will count towards this. Now, passive points. While you decide where to actively deploy your funds, you can still earn passive points at the minimum rate of 1 point per dollar of assets held. So even if you just hold your assets on the fuel chain, you'll be earning points even without activity, but then the rate is defined at 1 point per dollar. So if you have, say, $1,000, I think it's just a fixed rate. So $1,000 held will give you 1,000 points. Now, I don't know if you have to hold it throughout the period. I'm not very sure. The exact points you will earn will depend on the asset, with some offering higher multipliers. Qualified assets bridged to fuel mainnet automatically begin accumulating passive points. The points multiplier for each asset will be communicated later. So it's not known yet the parameters surrounding passive points, but it involves holding liquidity, with select assets having a better multiplier. Loyalty multiplier. This is relevant to you who is just starting now in phase 1 like me. So participants of phase 1 will enjoy a 1.25x loyalty multiplier on both activity points and gas points for the first 45 days after mainnet launch. This means you will rack up extra rewards for your early commitment to fuel. So it's not throughout the period of phase 2, but for the first 45 days. There's still time to join phase 1 and qualify for a 1.25x multiplier. Be sure to act quickly when mainnet launches to maximize your benefits. The 45-day multiplier window starts as soon as mainnet launches. So this is like an incentive to initiate to incite you to bridge your funds over to the mainnet in the first 45 days. Okay, so these are examples of applications that you can start interacting with to earn activity points. We've shown mirror decks in a previous video, and these are others. Okay, so this is important. We are excited to kick off the next phase of fuel points. For those who haven't had a chance to try the fuel Sepolia testnet, it's not too late to deploy capital to the points program and earn rewards in preparation for. So I think this is referring to phase 1. And that's about it. So what if you were to start participating now? There is a portal for that, and it shows you a list of assets that you can deploy to get started earning points. Like I said, I'll be doing that after this video. I'm using a test wallet during this video. Now, this happens on Ethereum mainnet, so I'll definitely wait for gas fee. It depends for gas fee to go down. But interestingly, you may already have some of the assets that you need to deploy available. For example, if you have your Easy ETH from Renzo, these are LSTs. You can just deposit it here for extra points from fuel. I should have known this because I have a lot of LSTs, which I can have brought here. Now, it looks like there are some strategies here, so you may want to consider strategies to maximize your airdrop count. For example, this token solve BTC.BBN. Who knows, if you were to deposit this token, you will also be positioning yourself for the 2 more airdrops, I believe, maybe Babylon, as well as there's another project, I can't remember, but I've covered it. It's just that YouTube took my channel down. Anyway, for strategies, I will do another video about that during the time that I've deposited funds. But apply some strategies. Of course, you can go the safer route of depositing USDC, which is stable. But if you have your funds from different LSTs, you can bring them here. For example, Pump BTC. I'll add some LSTs in the description. Who knows? Anyway, that's the scope for this video. Depositing, this is happening on the Ethereum chain. So for USDT, you will need to fund your wallet with some USDT on the Ethereum chain that will display here. You approve and then you deposit 2 transactions, pay gas fee priced in ETH, and then points balance will populate within 24 hours after you've deposited. That's the scope of this video. If you have questions for me, ask me on Airdrop C. Use the contact form beneath. My socials are on the sidebar. There will be a resource for the Fuel Network airdrop here that you can recount. I'll be iterating it with more information. In the description, there are a bunch of airdrop opportunities there and productivity tools. Exhaust them. Subscribe to Web3 Wikis on all socials. Stay awesome. Take action.